Welcome back to my channel. This is Division 2 again, PlayStation 5. DJ Kano here. And we're going to be talking about this build that I've got here. And this is actually a build that's based around the Exotic Backfire SMG. So that gun, at least for me anyway, it was like the worst thing that I've ever seen in a long time because I just couldn't comprehend the point of it, you know. And for those that have tried playing with it as well, the gun is that this is the one where every time you reload, you're gonna have some bleed damage to yourself. And I just couldn't see like, is there a benefit there? Is there like, what's the reason for that? What's going on with that? So the best I could comprehend is I ended up getting an idea that was based on how you run the Eagle Bear. So, unfortunately, I do not have an Eagle Bear. I've not been able to find a large enough team to raid with that we could get through it. I've jumped in on a few raids here and there, very, very, very few actually, but no luck with getting an Eagle Bear or any of the new exotics from the new raid either. But anyway, because I do have a couple of clanmates that have them, one in particular told me that because you get damaged with the eagle bearer if you don't get, I think you have to get like 3 kills or something like that. I don't even know. But if you don't get your kills with an increased weapon damage of some kind, then you end up actually getting damaged by the gun. The eagle bearer will damage you. So he was told from another guy that he ran a raid with is all you gotta do is if it's about to kill you, just switch your guns. So once you switch to your secondary, then you don't have to worry about the gun damaging you. So I ended up doing the same thing with this Backfire SMG. So let's take a look at the SMG here. So the Backfire SMG is right here. Um, and it has this right here, payment in kind. So dealing damage to enemies adds a stack of 1% critical hit damage up to 200 stacks. So you can get up to 200% critical hit damage, lasts for 10 seconds. But as you can see, if you reload it, it applies 10 seconds bleed to yourself, which deals 0.05% armor damage per stack. So the more crits you get, the more bleed you get over 10 seconds. So that's the part that I'm talking about. It's kind of weird that you get bleed, but yeah, like the Eagle Bear, all you do is switch your guns and you don't bleed. I tested out that theory, and yeah, I think a lot of guys are doing that now. This is probably not news to a lot of people. Some people are like, ah, I already know. I've been doing that, so that's cool. Once I figured it out, I decided to create a build that gets me more benefits from switching my gun. So if I'm switching anyway, I may as well get some benefits. So I have a shotgun. This shotgun is pretty decent. God rolled close and personal, so I get 30% damage if I kill someone that's close to me within 7 meters. That's pretty nice. And always running the, not always, but usually running the cards. So I got some skill tier over there. Um, let's see. So we got a Bellstone mask and we got a Bellstone knee pads. So this is going to be essentially another type of rusher build. So it's a different type of rusher build, a little bit better protected than the last one that I had shown. I had gone over the Pride Protocol build, which is an all red Eclipse Protocol. So this one actually does have some armor on it. So I have actually a three-piece armor. I do want to fix this. I'll come back and fix that again later. I was trying to find a decent Bellstone chest piece so I could get the full effects of all the armor of a three-piece Bellstone. Um, but I have to find one that I can run Gunslinger with. So Gunslinger is basically a big part of this build. So you can see that weapon swapping increases weapon damage by 20% for 5 seconds. Buff is lost for 5 seconds if you weapon swap while it's active. So if you swap too often, right? But if you swap and you hold out that gun for about 5 seconds, you get 20% weapon damage. So I'm just going to get 20% weapon damage when I'm swapping between my guns anyway. So I may as well get that benefit. So I'm preventing bleed, I'll get some weapon damage. So again, Bellstone, I've got some weapon handling on here. I've got some weapon handling on here. I've got some, let's see, weapon handling on here. I do have to modify that. That's a lot of weapon handling because I don't need 4 weapon handling on here. I gotta find another piece that I can maybe take it out. I'm looking for maybe a three roll weapon handling instead of 4. So the weapon handling is nice though because when you are swapping weapons, when you are reloading, doing things like that with this kind of a shotgun, it does help a lot with the reload and stuff. So I got the weapon handling on there. 4 is working nicely, but I think I can get more damage or armor for that matter if I can find something that I can re-roll with either armor regen or maybe a crit somewhere. Okay, so I'm using the Seska because this one has the crit hit chance, so it gives me more crits there. Sokolov because I'm running the SMG, so I get SMG damage. Um, and versatile. I rolled versatile on here. Unfortunately, the explosive resistance isn't really helping me here, but it's part of the backpack, and it was God rolled, so I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And versatile. So versatile is the other part of this build. So I'm getting the amplified total weapon damage for 10 seconds when swapping between primary and secondary weapons if they're different. So I have right here for the first line, enemies within 15 meters, shotguns, and SMGs. So I get 35% for that. So that's not bad. For the first 10 seconds, I get 35%. So for the first 5 seconds, I'm getting about 55% weapon damage, which is unbelievable. So you can definitely feel the difference. And for the remaining 5 seconds in that 10, I still get 35, which is no joke. So it's pretty good. It does give me a lot of weapon damage. This is a weapon-based build, of course. I'm running a walker because the walker gives me weapon damage at 5%. So I'm just going for weapon damage here. I got a little bit of survivability with this armor, 1.3 million armor. And then my stats are decent too. I got 50% on the crit chance, 120% on the crit damage. Not to mention my crit damage should be increasing when I use the backfire. Okay, so um, I mentioned in my other video too that I don't like shields. I'm running a Reviver Hive here because it is a rusher build. There's a chance that I'm going to die on heroic, so Reviver is crucial for me. And then I'm just running a Fixer Drone to help keep me afloat as I move through certain areas. So yeah, again, you can run a shield if you prefer a shield over a reviver. And if you have a shield, you might not even need the fixer. You could just run a different skill for CC possibly. You know, maybe like a blinder or you can run traps or something like that to help you move around the map. So, but yeah, riot foam helps me keep them stuck if I need to. If I can't get them stuck, and I can just drill them with either of these guns here. Okay, so that is the build, and I call it the all the way down the Swapfire build because I am swapping guns pretty constantly throughout this build and yeah, that's what it is. So this is on my alt. This is not on my main. So as you can see here, I do have some duplicate builds that's on my main too. So I got a my basic DPS. I got a sniper build. I have a memento backpack build. So a few things are changed here and there. I do have an Eclipse protocol, but it's run a lot differently than on my main. Different skills and different things going on top of that one. I have a flame build. I have an explosion build, and I do have a pride protocol build here too. So all right, so let's go here and check it out. Again, this is my alt character. I needed extra space in my inventory, so I decided to get my alt up and running. And it's nice to just have a bunch of extra builds, share some pieces, give me motivation to keep playing the game too, because it gets some dull points that you guys are probably aware of, where there's not a lot of events, kind of oversaturated the game. But I've tried to go and find, at least for the exotics that I use constantly, two of each thing, which is pretty nice. Okay, so let's pop that up here, throw that out there. Of course, I got a big boy that I gotta deal with right off the bat. So that switch. So you notice that I did reload my gun, but I didn't have to deal with the bleed damage. So gun is reloaded, as you can see, and I've just swapped it out, so I should be getting some of that weapon damage. So it's reloaded, and again, no bleeding. Okay, quickly get back in the cover so I don't die. So here we go. So it's got to be very careful. I'm one of those guys that likes to reload the gun after every quick. Okay, so that was cutting it pretty close. Come here, buddy. You can have that. Stand up. Very good. Okay, so let me just give you an example if I do it. Yep, so that's a good example of also, you saw me that I switched to my shotgun, and I switched back even though I didn't have it reloaded beforehand. So I don't get the bleed if I swap my guns. Okay, so, and of course you don't bleed either. If I just shoot somewhere and reload it, I don't bleed. It's only when you shoot at enemies. Okay, so pretty effective. You guys saw how quickly I melted that name boss, that big tanky dude. So he went down pretty fast. Um, Came a little close. You know, I mean, I am not the best protected here, but my armor regen is there. I got my fixer drone. As long as I can get into cover for a few seconds, then I'm doing pretty good with survivability. And yes, you can definitely run this on solo. Um, I know there's a few builds that I've tried to put together in the past that I wasn't able to run it solo. It was too squishy. But yes, this you can run on solo. And of course, if you run it on solo, you can definitely run it within a group. So if you got a team that you want to run with, you can use that with the team. Throw on a shield. You don't need the reviver hive, or keep the reviver hive so they don't keep picking you up. But either way, survivability is decent. And for me, as long as you get the kills, that's what's gonna matter. You kill them before they kill you, then you'll be fine. Perfect. Well, let's take this big guy on. Okay, so if you haven't seen it, if I reload without swapping, there's the bleed. It's definitely a little bit annoying. You know, you can't really do much when it's bleeding. It just gets in your way. But yeah, that is the Swapfire build. So if hopefully this comes in handy for those that have been wanting to use this SMG. One of my buddies has a God rolled one, and he's never been able to figure out the best way to utilize it. But yeah, in my opinion, because you have to swap anyway, this is for me and my gameplay the best option for me. So if you don't mind swapping, if you don't mind having that slight change in gameplay, it's not that bad. You swap weapons anyway. The only big thing I had to pay attention to was not to reload my gun prematurely. So I just stay away from the square button. Um, I let it. I let the SMG run out on its own, and then once you just feel that click, then you just swap. So once you swap and you go, but you get it at the right time. Look, my gun's already reloaded. So you catch it at the right time. See, if I shoot a dog too, I'll probably bleed. Yep. Yeah, so you catch it at the right time, you can still reload your gun, go back to your shotgun, and you're good to go. Yeah, and of course, dealer's choice on this too. You can use instead of this gun. I like this gun because it's nice and strong. I get that close and personal rolled on it. But if you like the ACS, if you like the new 612, go for it. You like the Sweet Dreams too. Some people like the Sweet Dreams. You can just be up and close. You're already rushing. You can knock some guys out with the Sweet Dreams. So I recommend this build if you like this kind of play style. Okay. So, yep, Swapfire builds. Good luck, guys. I hope you guys can find pieces that go nicely with this build. If you guys have any modifications, I appreciate you letting me know. That'd be kind of cool. I'm always down for more information on builds. So, all right. I'll catch you guys in the next one, hopefully with another build. If not, just more random gameplay in the Division 2. All right. Catch you guys later.